Kelly Bates has been pregnant every year for the past 22 years. Some might consider her a medical marvel. You're how old now?
I am 44. Fixing to turn 45.
Fixing to turn 45.
This year.
And you're thinking maybe more?
We decided a long time ago to let the Lord decide how many children we would have.
Well, if the Lord were to give us more children, me and my wife would both be excited. It'd be like saying, more blessings.
But those blessings take a physical toll on a woman's body. Kelly has been through labor and delivery 18 separate times, one at a time. No C-sections, no twins. And 14 of those births were at home. And how often did you have an epidural or anesthesia in any way?
Midwives don't usually administer that. So for the 14 at home, I did not have any of that. And
not so much as an aspirin?
No.
How did you become parents to 18 children?
Well, we never planned on having 18 children.
I feel like together in marriage, we began to grow in this direction. Hang on.
Spanning 22 years from the oldest to the youngest.
Zach, Michaela, Aaron, Lawson, Nathan, Alyssa, Tori, Trace, Carlin, Josie, Katie, Jackson, Warden, Isaiah, Adelie, Ellie, Callie, Judson.
Is the goal to have a lot of children?
The goal really is not just about having a lot of children. The goal for us is to find God's will for our life and to live it.
All right, rise and shine. Wake up, little tiger.
Kelly has assigned each of the older kids to a younger partner.
They get themselves ready first. They help make sure that their partner has their hair brushed, shoes on, and their teeth brushed.
Well, I just make sure he gets his breakfast, and I make sure he gets his clothes matched and get his clothes ready.
Trace used to be very shy, and as he got older, he got a new zeal of competitiveness.
Who wants to clean the porches?
They're responsible for getting their room clean, and they have one assignment that they're assigned to, and we rotate monthly. We don't do family breakfast together because everybody's doing their list at different times, and so breakfast for us is quick. And there's the gull coming, landing on his head.
Then it's homeschooling lessons, Bible study, and housework. I have to say, your kids have a sort of 1950s time capsule sensibility. It's as if they've walked out of an Ozzie and Harriet.
Well, that's
episode.
the kind of movies we watch, Ozzie and Harriet, usually the black and white ones that are the family ones.
You steer, you're driving.
These kids have never heard of Kim Kardashian or Justin Bieber.
Our family is definitely different from most other families. I love it.
No books that aren't approved by mom and dad.
Right.
No television.
Yes.
No internet that's not monitored.
Right. Not because we don't trust our children, but because temptations
too great.
are not worth the risk.
I heard about his roaming.
And while the Bates may say they're leaving it all up to God, there's no denying they want more. In fact, everyone in the family wants more. The children prayed for it, even asked if they could fast. They wanted to fast?
They fasted, they did. They fasted and prayed. If God would want us to have more, that we'd have more.
We got a pattern going. The pattern is boy, girl, girl, boy, boy, girl, girl, boy, 3 girls, 3 boys, 3 girls, and then Judson. We need 2 more boys.
But Kelly is getting old for childbearing. She suffered 2 early miscarriages.
We talked to a doctor who said it seems like your progesterone level is low. Conception takes place, but the uterus wall is not softened so the baby can implant. And so it was causing us to lose a baby. So my wife began to take progesterone, and so we excitedly had Callie and Judson.
This is his birth. If you don't feel right taking birth control to stop a pregnancy, why is it okay to take medicine to help a pregnancy?
Well, for us, that would be like, that baby is already alive. It is alive.
To the Bates, a 2-day-old embryo deserves the same medical intervention as any of their children.
If one of my children were outside and got hurt, and they were bleeding to death. Naturally, I would take them to the emergency room and say, do whatever you can to save this baby's life. So although we just want to trust God, but at the same time, if there's already a life living, we don't want to deny medical help for a baby that's in trouble.
Okay.
Doing good, I hope.
The Bates have no health insurance.
And so when there's a medical emergency or a
When there's
broken
a medical,
limb or...
when there's a medical emergency, we just go to the doctor. When you walk in the emergency room, I don't care what your status of living, they give you the best care possible.
Their prenatal care is provided free of charge at a small Christian clinic.
The goods.
And so shortly after we meet them in March, with 2 kids still in diapers, Kelly finds herself pregnant again.
Everything looked good. We even saw a heartbeat.
But 10 weeks into that pregnancy, a terrible turn.
It was hard. Gil always goes with me on my appointments, and this particular day he had a tree job to do.
Wondering why they hadn't called yet, because normally they call when they get out of the doctor and tell me everything's okay, so I was wondering, I hadn't heard from them. So all of a sudden the phone rings. And Gil, I said, yeah, are you okay? And I could tell she was crying. And I said, is everything okay? She said, the baby died. Nah, just for a minute. I said, I'm so sorry. I wish I could have been there. I said, I'll be right over there. She said, no, we already left the doctor. We're on our way home. This last miscarriage was the hardest. We'd seen the ultrasound. We'd seen the heartbeat. I know life begins at conception. Even though I don't see it, I know it's a life according to what the Bible teaches. Seeing the baby moving, it becomes so much more real to know this is a little person in here.
The Bates have to wait at least 6 weeks before they can try again.
We're on our way to go back to the doctor, the OBGYN, to check on Kelly, make sure everything's okay after the loss of the baby. Came by and picked up a peanut butter pie this little restaurant's famous for them to take to Dr. Vicks as a thank you for them in the office for their concern and kindness to us during this difficult time.
We don't know anything about the reason, or is there
Any
anything
idea?
we can do?
Any long shots? Anything she would talk
help?
about with Dr. Vicky wouldn't tell us that we could figure out?
You got any ideas,
Think
Dr.
about.
Vicks, anything we can do to help to make a difference?
Women have all the eggs they're going to have when they're born. So whatever age you are when you conceive, that's how old the egg is. So obviously the older it gets, the worse it's going to be.
Okay.
I would just go ahead and
Continue
continue what you're doing and turn the results over to God, and it'll be just the way it's supposed to be.
That's good advice.